Hello, my name is Kinshasa Nicholas, and I'm in SPED, Intro to Disabilities, 602ON. 602ON. And I'm going to be discussing the overpopulation of boys of color in special education. In particular, I'm going to be talking about African American boys and their overrepresentation in special education. As you saw in my PowerPoint, I discussed that are we reaching these boys? Should we change our teaching methods? What is the reason why boys of color are in special education more than their counterparts? As we could see, we see that in New York City, for example, the graduation rate for boys of color, particularly black boys, it's less than 30%. However, it says that they make up over 54% of out-of-school suspensions and 75% of the total number of expulsions. Also, we see that these boys were rated 50% higher in the case of being classified as totally mental retardation. We also see that they have a higher number of being rated as emotionally disturbed. Here it says black males were also disproportionately represented among those students said to have specific learning disabilities. So what does that say about us as teachers? What can we do to reach these boys and all boys? Because as we know, boys are falling behind, they're lagging behind their female counterparts. The girls are outshining the boys starting from pre-K. So what can we do as teachers to re-engage these boys? To get these boys to be interested in what we're teaching? Well, perhaps one idea that was mentioned during a recent TED Talk was gaming. Yes, boys playing games would be a great idea, a great way to get them involved in the lesson, to get them involved in what we're teaching. Some teachers are afraid of games because they think, oh, the children are playing. But boys, as we know, need to be active. We can't expect boys to sit at their desk all day and just sit still and not want to move around. That's not developmentally appropriate for them. So we need to re-engage boys, bring them back into the classroom, bring their interest up. And in order to do that, gaming is one idea that was mentioned during a recent TED Talk. And again, as we know, we can make games through math lessons. We can use games during ELA lessons. We definitely can use games during science lessons. So those are ways to bring boys back into the table. Have them be involved. What about taking breaks for them just to stand up? Perhaps stand up during the lesson. I have lessons that involve the boys moving around a little bit more. So we need to look at what we're doing as teachers and not immediately decide to put boys, whether they're black boys or their counterparts, into special education. We should look at our approach more and figure out ways that we can reach them before we decide to just put them in special education. As we also know, in New York City, the percentage of achievement for black boys was under 15%. Under 15% of the total population. We also know, for black boys as well, the achievement level for math, for example, was less than 6% in New York City, less than 6%. So again, we have to look at what we're doing. They're not to blame. We need to look at ourselves as teachers and figure out a way to re-engage these boys, bring them back into the classroom. Thank you.